Okay. Hey, Allison. It's good to
Hi,
see you. I'm really pleased that we can do between the meetings across the pond, so to speak.
me
And
too.
I saw the picture of your son sitting there doing artwork at your cramped little desk, and I would love to find out a little bit more about your sons and what's life where you're at. What are you doing? What are you up to?
So, my sons are twins, actually, although there's not one bit of them that looks alike. Not one feature, not a toe, not a finger, nothing. Their dad was Maori, so they one of them looks Maori a little bit, and one of them looks Scottish. So even that is different.
So so they're completely different personalities as well.
Completely different. They're both quite creative, which is probably not surprising in our household. My husband's an artist and I'm an inventor, so I suppose it's rubbed off somewhat on them.
Little of both.
A little bit of both. Yeah, Lewis is quite inventive. So it was Joshua who you saw
Right.
in front of your camera with the home hand cameraman doing his painting. So the he's still at school, and so things are being done a little bit differently in Scotland, because it wouldn't have been fair to examine the students in the way that they would in previous years, because some of them haven't been able to go in at all. There's varying degrees of internet access in different households. And so they're starting to go back into actual classes now for the practical courses. So that's what he was prepping for, his art course.
Well, that was a pretty cool image, and of course, I love seeing the products being used in creative ways. Um, One of the things I didn't get to see is what does your other son invent?
Well, a few years ago, he's been quite an entrepreneur from a young age. So when he was 8, he set up Lewis's Saturday Shop, by just bringing some old toys that he didn't want downstairs and sitting on the front porch and selling them to passersby. So that was his first thing. And then he became a magician, which actually proved to be very lucrative for him because he was incredibly talented with his kind of smoke and mirror hand movements and his card tricks. Cards are his speciality. So when Edinburgh Festival was on every year, he would go out and do some busking with people.
Oh, no way! That's so
his,
fun.
his
So
street magic show. So that was Lewis, and now he's actually a very good at music production. So that's what his keenest interest is. In fact, he did. We used some of his music on one of our videos.
I Allison, your audio is completely gone right.
Oh, is it? Oh dear.
That's okay.
How funny is that? Yeah,
Well,
I rushed home.
it's what we do. So,
Are we
but
back? Are we back
yeah,
again?
you sound much.
Okay, that's
So
better.
you were saying something about him doing at a music festival.
Yeah, so he makes music,
There you
digital
go.
music. So we actually used some of his music for one of our videos, because it was really good. I mean, it was great. It was better than anything that we could kind of find for, that we would usually find. So that's good. I think he's probably going to do a bit more of that as well over the coming months.
Well, at least you didn't have to pay any royalties either.
Oh, well, actually, we did. Yeah, it doesn't miss a trick, that one.
No,
So,
there was a charge. There was a charge.
so, and what's about yourself? Do you have children?
No kids, no kids. My wife and I though we've been married since 1982,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, so we get along really well. At least I get along with her. Whether she likes me so much, I don't know. And that's my life. So a lot of a lot of what keeps us together is constant adventures. And I'm looking forward to getting back to adventuring again. Well, I'll come over and visit you. We'll come over.
Oh, you must do. Have you been to Edinburgh before?
No, I have not. Not yet.
Well, that's it. You'll have to come see Edinburgh Castle. Maybe the festival of sorts will return when things get a bit more back to normal.
Well, I would look forward to that. That would be cool. That's it'd be. We love going to Europe and spending time in Italy and France. But we haven't done a lot up north, because usually when we're going over for the ISE. So
right,
you don't want to really be touristing in February. So we had
not in Scotland.
Not in Scotland in February. We did go to Oslo right afterwards, and that was amazingly cold. So we decided, no, we'll spend our winter times down south.
Well, there's some incredible woodworkers actually in Scotland that you might enjoy seeing. There was a man who maybe passed away a couple of decades ago, but his workshop has continued to thrive, called Tim Stead. He does very interesting furniture that you might quite like, where he...
Oh, I would love to see some of that. Yeah, I like art.
Yeah. Lots of pockets of creative souls in Scotland, so...
Oh, you got to do something during the winter.
Exactly. They say that though about Nordic countries being quite inventive, because kind of culturally back in times when you were really having to farm your own land, and you had to be quite inventive about how you would store food over given the short kind of crop seasons. It was kind of put into Northern culture where you had to really try and think about how you could get around these challenges. That's why the
Welsh are such good miners. Exactly.
So, and what about your family heritage? I'm always curious in the US about how people have arrived there.
My family is basically from Scotland, Ireland, Isle of Man. We trace our lineage back there, but we've been here in the U.S. since the mid 1600s.
Wow!
So we're we're not anything fancy either. We were the guys who were digging the ditches and working in the mines. So that's my family. Mining and logging. That's where we're from.
How it all started.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes I watch these.
Living here in the Pacific Northwest is spectacular. The trees are amazing. The mountains. We just got, I don't know, what would it be, equivalent of 8 meters of snow on the mountains this year. Yeah, that's a lot. And
I can't even fathom that much snow. Are there avalanches, or do the trees kind of...
A lot of them. It's a bad year for avalanches here in the States.
So what do you do?
I think 15 people so far have been killed this year. So.
Really? Yeah. I didn't realize it was so severe. That's incredible. I mean, the US just has so many natural, I wouldn't say necessarily disasters, but it does have a lot of natural disasters. I mean, just such extremes, whether it's forest fires or...
There's it's such a diverse environment all the way from our corner to the mangrove swamps in Florida, to the coastal reaches of Maine to Southern California. It's and everywhere in between. The United States is a really spectacular country when it comes to our natural environment, and then the people reflect the different areas as well. So it's we're tribal, but we're all one tribe, really, kind of. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Now, one place I've never been to is Colorado. I've never been on those trails and walking in those
I
mountains.
used to live in Colorado. Yeah.
Did you? I
Yeah.
wondered if you just
Just
spent time
outside of,
there.
live just down the hill from Rocky Mountain National Park.
And so was that part of your adventuring, lots of mountain climbing?
Well, when I lived there, it was back in the day when I actually worked on the team that developed the first cable modems. So
Right, amazing.
yeah, I've been around this business for a while in weird ways, but I was a lineman. So I was the guy standing on the pole, balancing out the amplifiers and working on the fiber optics, getting that working. And then had some other guys working other parts of the thing. We all would compare notes of what we found and go back to the engineer and say, okay, you need to change this, this, and this. And yeah, so we brought the cable modem to the world.
Wow. I mean, I would imagine there's a lot of pressure to get that right because of the risk involved in getting it wrong.
Well, yeah, it was definitely difficult, and the environment we were doing it at, was pretty harsh winter areas, which on purpose is why they did it there. So there you go. Well, I tell you what, this is a great session. I love having these between the meetings things. I'll go ahead and post it and send you a link when I get it up there.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's fun.
It is a lot of fun. And, be sure to make a point of doing this with people you work with too.
Yeah, so it's very good advice.
Need to do the human connection again. We miss on that quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right,
thank you.
We'll talk to you later.
All right. Lovely to meet you. All the best.